Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Let's get right into it. We've got Lakers versus Jazz from Friday night, and it was an epic game. Back and forth, the Lakers had a really big lead in the first half. However, the Jazz came roaring back to take this one, and it's really clear to me who the best point guard in the NBA is, and that is Deron Williams. I'm pretty sure Derek Fisher doesn't want to guard Deron Williams because of the stuff like this. Oh my God, does he blow by him. And on offense, when Kobe gets the ball, Derek Fisher should definitely be cutting out of there. Instead, his man gets in the way of Kobe, who can't get a good shot off. Lucky. And Utah was getting really good shots like this, but they just missed a lot of them. That's why they went down so much. And Powell and Al Jefferson must be competing for worst weak side defender because look at that defense. Goes right by and Gasol gets a layup and a foul. It could be tough for D. Fish to come back to Utah to play. Look at how bad that lob is. He's just off. And watch how bad Al Jefferson is on defense. His hedge is terrible. He keeps backing up, lets Kobe waltz into the lane, and then doesn't close out on Gasol. Terrible. Meanwhile, watch Lamar Odom's defense. He hedges very nicely. He hustles back into the lane to get his man. He's going to do a nice box out and get the rebound, and then he can bring the ball up the floor. This is really unfair because no other team's got a guy that can do all that stuff. And did I mention he can move without the ball really well too? Here's what's so great about the triangle offense. They do a guard quickie around to start, but they don't get anything. So they always have some counter to go to. Here they set the triangle right back up again, do pinch post. This time Powell slides into the low post and they get a pass and a cut to the basket. This is basketball, folks. Steve Blake hurt them all night with shots like this. He takes off from beyond the dotted line. That's ridiculous. Does anyone think the Jazz will be better when this guy gets his jersey back on? Look out. Matt Barnes is going to rake Earl Watson across the wrist and get a foul call. He makes matters worse by cussing out the referee and getting a technical foul. This didn't seem important at the time, but it completely and utterly changed the momentum of the game and let Utah back in it. You can't do this kind of stupid stuff on the road. And sure enough, Earl Watson hits a very rare three-pointer, and here they come. And for the next several minutes, Earl Watson proceeds to dominate this game, going to the basket and dishing, getting offensive rebounds and loose balls, dishing for three-pointers, getting by people at will and getting some more dimes. Then he goes the length of the floor for a layup himself. Earl Watson deserves the game ball for this one. Here's why I love forward across. Matt Barnes comes and then the guard clears out. When Blake comes out of the corner, Barnes' man has to help out, and that means Barnes goes right to the basket for a layup. Here is the definitive proof why Deron Williams is the best point guard in the NBA. He D's up Kobe down low, doesn't let him get good position. Here he's the off guard, and he's going to flare cut on Kobe and Jade in his face. He comes back down and pushes Kobe so far out of the lane, they can't even feed it to him down there in the post, so Fisher is forced to go to the basket and throw up a bad shot. On the outlet pass, they get it to Deron Williams, and he goes 1-on-2 and puts the ball in the basket. There isn't anyone as good as this. It's the adjustments that make Jerry Sloan so good. In the second half, they open up in a UCLA high post. Normally, Roger Bell will pass the ball to the top and then go screen down for D. Will. This time, they send the high post down to screen, and Deron Williams executes a beautiful flare cut for a wide-open three. Even good defenders fall asleep sometimes. Watch Kirilenko here as he just turns around and lets Odom go right to the basket for a dunk. Sloan doesn't like to double team much, and that's what kills the Jazz a lot of the time. However, here the adjustment is made and Kirilenko comes over, a big guy who's athletic and really bothers Kobe. They still get a good shot, but it misses. I'm sure a longtime subscriber, Slam Woo, is loving this. And on the very next play, he rips Pau Gasol in the post for a steal. Watch this old pro trick by Deron Williams. He's going to step on Steve Blake's foot. Makes him fall down, he can't get up in time, and Milsap finishes beautifully at the rim. I can't stress enough how important transition defense is. Watch Matt Barnes. He's on the wrong side of the court, so he has to call for help, and Blake picks him up. Well, Matt Barnes takes Blake's man, D. Will. But watch Shannon Brown. He is completely lost, doesn't know who to guard, gets stuck behind his own man Gasol, while Raja Bell splashes a three. Out of pinch post, Steve Blake tries to do a Steve Nash imitation, shooting that one-handed shot, but it misses badly. These are plays that are not his game, but since he's missing threes all over the place, this is not his game, period. But Blake then hurts them with bad defense. He's going to go over the top of that screen instead of chasing D. Will around. D. Will flare, get him on his hip, forcing Pau Gasol to help out, and that leaves Al Jefferson wide open for a nice little shot. So you're probably saying, Coach Nick, if he curls and you chase him, you're screwed. Well, then you're screwed because Deron Williams curls here, they chase him, and a beautiful pocket pass to Al Jefferson for a layup. The only way to defend this is to have Pau Gasol higher to stop Deron Williams from turning into the lane. But that's not Pau Gasol's game, and Al Jefferson could get a shot off of that either way. Here's how good Deron Williams is. He's going to penetrate against the Lakers' second best defender and then blow by their first best defender for a layup. It's time to pick on Pau Gasol's help defense. You can't help and then back up against Deron Williams. You got to step up and stop the penetration earlier than that. In the fourth quarter, the Lakers love to do high post with Pau Gasol and Kobe on the same side to get a screen and roll. Here, Raja Bell goes under the screen, lets Kobe shoot a three. Are you crazy? The Lakers go right back to the same play. This time, Raja Bell will play it better. They force Kobe backwards a little bit, but he then pulls up for a three and hits another really tough shot. The Lakers gave up 19 points in the last 5 minutes of this game, and defense was a problem. Kobe is stuck watching the ball too much, Lamar doesn't call the screen out, and they're way too late getting over on Bell for that shot. This is not a replay, folks. They're going to do high post again to Kobe with Pau Gasol in the high post. UCLA cut through. This time, Pau slips the screen, leaving Kobe one-on-one. Utah does not double, and it's been killing them for years. Pau has a lot of trouble with his help defense. Here, he's going to hedge way too early, allowing Al Jefferson to simply go to the basket and get a shot. Not a replay, folks. They're going to run high post again, UCLA cut, although this time it's give and go between Pau and Kobe for a nice shot. Kirilenko here makes a mistake by putting his hand on Kobe's waist. However, I hate this play because there's no chance he'd ever make that shot. He's simply doing it to get a call. Here's another great adjustment the Jazz made. They have Deron Williams playing off guard while Raja Bell brings the ball up. So now D. Will can move without the ball, making him really hard to guard. And then it looks like he is the only guy at full speed while everybody else in the Lakers is going in slow motion. The Lakers run the same play again out of bounds with a screen and roll for Pau. This time, though, they're aggressively trapping Kobe, forcing him to the half court. I think that Utah is more than happy to have Pau shoot this shot in the fourth quarter. I think it's time to anoint Deron Williams as the best point guard in the NBA. Here he gets bumped badly by Derek Fisher, but doesn't give up, doesn't complain, and then pulls up for a beautiful three to match Kobe. Boom. This was the most critical play of the game. Instead of doing a screen and roll, Kobe decides to do give and go again, but they do a bad job with the handoff, and the Jazz get a layup out of it. This really turned the game. Turns out Raja Bell got his hand on that pass to knock it away. I can guarantee you Kobe won't give up the ball again in that situation. But Kobe does give it up again to Ron Artest in the corner, and here's that bad shot he took. However, I want you to watch Kobe after the pass. He just stands around, doesn't cut, doesn't give him a pass back. There's a lot of time on the shot clock. I would have thought if he moved, Ron Artest might have given it back to him. The Lakers come right back down, though, and play terrific defense. They're lucky that they have Lamar Odom there to help out so much as he does. However, here, Laker fans who are complaining about the shot clock problem, I want you to look at this. The Jazz have 4 guys back. There is no advantage for the Lakers right now, so whether or not the shot clock stopped, it wouldn't have affected the game. Here we are, Lakers down by 2 with the last possession, and I would think that Kobe would never pass the ball up and try and win the game himself. Well, they do the same Gasol screen and roll for Kobe. The last guy I would think Kobe would pass to is Ron Artest. He just screwed them with a bad shot the last time down. Instead, he's going to throw it to him again, much like the Phoenix series from last year. When you look at Pau Gasol, he's the one who's wide open. I'm just not so sure Kobe can make that kind of pocket pass. They lose the game on a contested jump shot in the corner. So there you have it, folks. Matt Barnes and Steve Blake aren't always going to bring it every night, and the Lakers are vulnerable defensively, particularly when Pau Gasol has to be the primary help defender. That will change quite a bit when Andrew Bynum comes back. However, I can guarantee you nobody's going to want to play the Utah Jazz in the playoffs, especially because Mehmet Okur is on his way back. They are going to be extremely dangerous. And after watching this game, there is no doubt in my mind that Deron Williams is by far the best point guard. pound for pound on both sides of the ball. He can do it all, and he's eliminated a lot of those mental mistakes he used to make that would cost Utah Jazz games. For them to come back here and take the game against the Lakers was very impressive, and I expect nothing less from them from the rest of the season. And let's not forget, we'll also break down the Miami Heat game versus Dallas Mavericks tonight. The Heat lost again, and that'll be over the Heat Breakdown channel. And let's not forget that at both B-Ball Breakdown and Heat Breakdown, they're not channels. It's a conversation.